All right, we are resetting. We have both players here. I can see 0166, and it seems to be the same thing on HexTree size. Yes, it is. So we will have both runners ready
I'll
very
let
soon.
them know.
We'll wait for them to. They will wait on us to tell them the seat is right. Then they will go to the house. That's where we start the speedrun. And then as soon as they are in front of their house, we will count them down and start match number 2. I hope you guys are still excited. Sorry about it. Took a little bit of a long time to make that go our way. But yeah, I think and I hope this is going to be a match that lasts a little bit longer. We saw how... You need to understand, Wugga and Revan, both, I think Revan has already won a tournament in the past. Like, these are high-level players. This game is crazy. We always say that the only thing that can kill a very good runner is a badly put trap. But even just a bad room. That's crazy how a bad room and a crit did it against Revan. You just open your inventory, you realize you've got nothing, and that was the end of it. It happened early, but it can happen everywhere.
A little bit about HexTree, because we already have seen Wugga and we know him from so many tournaments. Wugga is a demon speed, right? Like
Yes.
speed demon. Like he's so quick, and even though like in tournaments he plays a little bit safer. Normally,
Yes.
I want to say that like the further he's in the tournament, the faster he gets. Like
Yes.
in the last tournament when there was like the second tower tournament, he just beat the whole thing in 2 hours or something like this, or even less than that. So it's just so crazy.
Less,
HexTree, definitely one could say that it's a little bit slower player, but I would compare him to my playstyle. HexTree is very methodic player. He understands everything. He may take a little bit like 1-2 seconds longer to decide, but when he decides something, usually it's the way to like solve the puzzle of like being in some kind of trouble. So Wugga said that like, okay, he's taking his time and everything, but I want to say that like Hex is a player who more often than not reaches floor 40. So yeah, that's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, because survivability is the most important stats here, and HexTree knows that. And obviously, like you say, he's more of a thinker, not that obviously Wugga isn't, but you can feel, and I guess this is a skill, I don't know if it is a skill you develop by playing a lot, but you can feel the player thinking and what they're thinking as they're playing. And HexTree is definitely someone that you get to see do that often. And it's very interesting to see because, like you say, his decision might be a bit slower, not that much, but they are almost always very optimal, but very efficient. Yeah, HexTree is definitely one of my favorite kind of player. And you said, yeah, he's slower than Wugga. Everyone is. Being slower than Wugga doesn't mean anything. It just means you're not first on the leaderboard. I guess you may be second, right? Not that HexTree is, but I mean, HexTree is a fantastic player.
So I got a question, because we were not able to like ask it because we started so quickly, and now we've got like a minute or two while waiting. What do you think will be a starter?
Oh, right. Well, I don't know if I go with my classic because it never is that. So I'm going to do something different here. I would like to see a flame. I love flame. It's got the good that is the flame sword, which is really good that the players will know how to work with, and that's going to be a good tool. But it's weaker than most of the good flame sword user like CUNY or Griffin. And it's also not pickable. So you cannot do AI one strike with it. So it's good, but it's got a lot of the bads too. And it looks fantastic, like graphic-wise, it's one of my favorite monster. So, yeah, Flame would be fantastic to have.
I'm not gonna say what I want because with the power of force, I already know. But we've got like a minute in the chat if anybody wants to make their predictions.
Yep. If you guys in chat wants to see a specific monster, you can just say what kind of monster interests you. We'll see if that's what we're gonna get today. But yeah, we are going to get ready very, very soon. The runners are being counted down, and we're going to get on match number 2. 1 hour to beat the tower, 40 floors of madness, and...
1 second, Sandy, I already counted down our players, but we need to switch the layout to the race layout.
Yep, give me a second here.
I don't have the link for the new...
Oh, yeah, you're right. All right, let me poke around. That way, they will still be able to start the run. That doesn't matter.
Yes. Okay. Because we haven't signed up for the second match, so we didn't get the link. But yeah, we would need to like get those links.
All right. Picket and Glacier. Oh, that would be very interesting. Barong, yep, that could be fun too. I mean, Barong is the gacha machine, but you know what? If they get Barong as the first monster, I would use it actually as a pet because we rarely see poison being used as mixed magic. It's a fantastic mixed magic.
Ooh, another noise.
Really? That's crazy. Okay. Well,
Let's
I guess
see what
this is
elemental.
happening. And what weapons we're gonna get, because Oli Sword was great, but if we get something bad this time, that could be kind of a pain.
What do you consider bad?
Well, Dreamin'.
Dreaming weapon?
Yep, Dreamin' weapon. In terms of weapon, I don't know.
Wait,
maybe like
Pulays in the chat. You cannot badmouth Dreamings.
Oh yeah. Sorry about that. I guess that's because he's there that I thought about it. The
It's
layout
still water
is.
noise.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Is that a different scene?
It is a golf.
Yeah, life shield, weak ball or the weakest ball.
Oh,
And what
yeah.
was the weapon? Gulf wind. Oh geez, that's terrible.
Oh yeah, there you're checking the egg. The egg, we know that because it has the name, it is unevolved monster.
Or not
Because
CUNY.
Or not CUNY, right? So let's see what is in the egg.
Yeah. Loves me some Gulf wind. Yeah, for
Unwanted
460.
tension, and there you go, Arachne.
Oh yeah, okay, they have a monster now.
Yeah. Bye, noise.
And he does though. Yeah, let's go. HexTree. Yeah, love it.
Yes.
Doing the
flexing
moonwalk.
his skills.
You can do that when you get out of the animation of hatching an egg, which is like very cool to do. Let's go HexTree. We need to talk about something because some people might, some players or some viewers might be a little bit confused. This is the layout, like the map layout of floor 37 to 40, right? This is something we've enabled for the tournament. This is random map layout, if you want to say. So like the corridors and the rooms are from any of the room layout that can be. If it was only that, I don't think that would have been put as part of the tournament. But the reason why it's here is because there are more than the ones that are in the game. They are in the code, but they were never used. They were supposed to be used for Second Tower. And they are fantastic. And I thought that would be fun to showcase them once in a while. So for this tournament, we've put them on. So we will still see the ones that are normally in the game, just not necessarily on the right floor. But we get to see more. And they are so cool. Like, especially the ones with the pillars are like stacks of shurikens that I think are pretty cool. And the sides of the corridors have highs. So that's going to be fun. All right.
One thing I noticed that Hex actually doesn't have his state display window correctly scaled, and it seems that it's coming from his stream already.
Right.
So nothing that we can do about, and of course we are not going to tell him, hey, pause to fix that.
No.
So we will have to like work with whatever we see.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That still should do the trick. We get half of his inventory, so it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
And the less important half, because generally your good items aren't on page 2, but that's fine. Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting run. They are using the mixed magic from the Arachne for now, probably because for now the Arachne is actually not that strong. Although, I mean, 15 out of 18, a 15 attack is like, did they get an attack herb and I didn't see?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Although that doesn't make sense that like this.
13 out of 14, yeah, definitely not.
Yeah.
Maybe they did.
Oh wait. When it's in the egg, you get first the max, right?
Probably.
Yeah, that would have to be the case because from what I see, there is no Hazak herb at all.
Okay. Well, or that could have been like a water crystal could work too, but I assumed they didn't get that.
Yeah, there was none. No, and I doubt that they would use it so quickly. So maybe like few words about the Arachne, because like we got so excited, but I'm not sure whether we fully explained it. Arachne is a monster that has an amazing trait that basically doubles the attack power, but that doubling doesn't work all the time. Let's call it this way. It has the potential to have the double of the attack power. So every time like Arachne levels up, he will get his standard like increase in the attack power, but the max attack power will increase double compared to what he got from the level.
Yes.
And you need to recover that attack power to get the full potential of Arachne. And there are like few ways to recover that attack power. One is Hayzak Herb, which basically recovers it fully. The other option is to use a water crystal that, apart from recovering like HP and MP, it also recovers missing stats. So those are the items that our runners will be definitely looking for. And if they can find them, then that Arachne will be definitely a huge cannon, because basically nothing will survive 2 hits from Arachne. Some things will even die in a single hit.
Yeah, and that's very good because Arachne is liftable, so you can use AI 1 strat. We will talk about it more if that comes into play, but you can lift your pet and make it attack twice without the enemy having any chance to counterattack, which is extremely good when well done. It's slow, it costs a ton of MP. Well, not a ton, but I mean, it's 2 MP per kill.
Oh no!
Oh,
Hex's Arachne is about to unfortunately die. He hit the warp trap that teleported him away from his Arachne. And even though Arachne had this higher attack power and was able to pretty much destroy every single fire and water monster, the first monster that came to the Arachne was a wind monster Cyclone. The same thing that like destroyed Revan. Oh, luckily for him, he found the restore scroll immediately. Wow. I thought that like it's gonna be very one-sided now, but no, Hex is able to like recover.
Yeah, that's gonna be huge because you don't want to have not an Arachne when Wugga has one. Arachne is gonna be great. It's gonna be time for it to hit the field because, like you can see on the state display, Chai was talking about the stats. 17 out of 22, so the Arachne as the left number, it's its attack. So 17 is huge. At that point, it's more than double Ko's stats. And Gulfwind Sword is like one of the strongest sword by default, right? So yeah, Arachne is just extremely strong, even though the attack stat hasn't been cured yet. Even if they found a nice Herb, I would be surprised to use it right away. That's a very powerful pet to have. So right now they're still using the mixed magic because it's really good, to be honest. But at some point they will want to switch to Arachne being a fighter.
Yeah, this mixed magic is actually fairly useful early on. It like pretty quickly dies out. It's not like a sword mixture magic from CUNY where you can use it basically anytime. The mirror is useful in like few floors because apart from like normal attack, it also gives you some attack from the magic itself. It can like quite easily dispose of fire monsters.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that too, but one important thing here is that the Gulfwind Sword actually marries very well with having Arachne here because the mixed magic will not be strong against wind monster, but Gulfwind will be decent about it. And if they fight, like they have 2 different elements of the triangle, will ensure that at least one of your 2 attacks is always going to be neutral. It would be better with a fire sword, obviously, but that's still for the first few floors very good. And they are going to get into the water floors soon, so that Gulfwind Sword is going to do very well against like Manivas and U-boats. Yeah. Oh yeah.
One thing that like
fusion
already. Oh, already nice.
Oh yeah.
I guess like he wants to have less sleep. It's nice to have that like AoE magic. That's actually kind of useful. It costs a lot. It costs 4 MP.
Yes.
But it can really like help you in certain situations. If you have like a room full of like fire monsters, for example, like I don't know, floor 30 killers, right? They are very scary.
Right.
You can dispose of them. That less sleep will be definitely useful.
I'm not sure it's about less sleep though. It might be if you look at HexTree's MP is at 31, so that fusion actually bumped or healed MP quite a bit.
Okay,
250
that's
something.
Also a possibility.
So Wugga's Arachne might have been a little bit on the lower side, and he decided to just get some MP back. We can ask that once the match is done, but I think that would be a good reasoning behind doing it too.
Mm-hmm. One thing that I wanted to mention that we also tackled a little bit in the interview for the last match, and we already have seen an example of it in Hex's stream, is that like even though like Arachne is very powerful in terms of attacking power, maybe Dragon comes close.
Right.
Of course, Maxi is quite strong, but like Arachne with like recovered power is just like crazy.
Yeah.
The problem with Arachne is that its defense is very, very, very low. So yeah, we have seen it that in terms of like fighting a little bit stronger monsters, you cannot let Arachne take a hit. One hit is maybe okay, 2 hits is definitely not a go. Yeah, you gotta be very careful about your Arachne.
Absolutely, and that's actually like a lot of the monster that evolves, because Arachne does at level 20. A lot of the monster that evolves actually become bulkier as they evolve. That's not necessarily really true for Arachne. When it evolves, it doesn't become that much more tanky in terms of either HP or defense. Which, like you say, that can bite you in the ass if you just do too much shenanigans and get the kill right away. AI1, well, if you can keep up with your attack, should always do the trick. But yeah, if you start in a room with bad placement, a warp trap, something like that, your Arachne might not be able to do it.
They already have found some like fairly okay balls. Nothing really like attacking. The Wugga has a sleep ball and a binding ball, so those are very good defensive items. They allow you to run away from monsters. They definitely could use some fire ball, because like you mentioned earlier, they're like quite good against water monsters. They're definitely awesome against fire monsters.
Oh, we get a paralysis trap. Okay, good.
Yeah, I wasn't afraid. Like, I know that Wugga is not septic, so yeah. Inside joke.
Yeah, but talking about throwing shades, though, the sleep ball and the binding ball does a very similar thing. One sleeps, the other one paralyzes, and they have a chance to unparalyze or unsleep every turn that either Co is in the same room or Co is adjacent to them if it's in a corridor. So they seem very similar, but actually they're not exactly that similar. Paralyzed lasts for like 4 turns or 3 turns, I don't remember, and that's it. Sleep lasts for a really long time, unless that 50% I mentioned earlier, when you are in melee with it or in a corridor or in the same room, unsleeps them or waken them up. So Wugga has been very vocal recently about the community not using sleep balls right, and I think we're going to get to see that. So to him, sleep balls should almost always only be used in corridors and not from melee range, because if you do that, then the sleep turns are going to be like 30 plus turns or something, and then you just go away and let them be. Whereas binding is much weaker, because even if you do that, then that's still going to just be for like 4 turns, and then they might still be on your trail, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I would say that like both of these balls have like a little bit different use. Like you say, they give you technically similar effect because they immobilize a monster, but how long it's gonna last and what are the chances of it like working, not working? Those 2 things are different, right?
Yes.
And,
okay, we have a bit
when
of a
you're
situation.
like in close proximity with the monster, you probably should prefer binding ball, because you know that this will definitely last those 4 turns. Oh no!
Oh yeah, many things happening.
In trouble.
Yep.
Because his Arachne, actually ran out of MP, but yeah, no problem.
He was confused too, so
and he was confused. So like all of that was like making it a little bit tougher on him.
Yeah, if push comes to shove, you could always have used like a sleep ball or a binding ball, because even if you're confused, the direction of using a spell ball is not random, or is not going to be randomized by confusion, but attacking will, so that's why he wasn't helping its Arachne in combat. He could have actually twacked his Arachne, and, well, with a wooden one -1, maybe that wouldn't have done much, but yeah, so... The wooden one being cursed is kind of a big deal here, because it does give the 50% increased mixed magic damage, but it don't have that much of a strong mixed magic. I don't even think Aqua Blade...
Not in this case. In this case, you don't get any increase.
Yeah, exactly. And the first attack of the Aqua Blade is based on your physical damage, so a sword would have been better. Well, everything would have been better than just a wooden one -1, because wooden one gives you 1 attack, so -1 is 0, so it's as if they were punching. With less accuracy on top, so yeah.
We can see now on the screen sort of the thing that we were talking about, that like Wugga is already ahead quite much. HexTree was a little bit slowed down by this unfortunate death from from Arachne. They both found an egg on floor 7.
Mhm.
Wugga didn't check it, but HexTree did. It's a dream-in.
Yeah.
So we can stop talking about it.
Yeah, absolutely. The MVP has happened once; it will never happen again.
Yeah.
Especially because after that match with the MVP, you check the stats percentage chance on it, and it was an average of like 20% chance to put to sleep or something like
I
that.
don't even remember. It was so low that I don't have to
Yeah,
remember the number.
and that's when we checked the number and realized that actually the confusion dense from Mendaros is actually pretty high compared to the other status effects from Monster. It was like 50% up.
Mandaras is actually quite high.
Yeah, it was like more than 50% or something. That was crazy.
So we
I mean,
are actually happy that Mandaras don't want to use it too often.
yeah, exactly. But all the other status monsters from Monster Ability not only cost a crazy amount, but also are quite weak. We are in Griffin territory. Wugga is actually fighting one right now, but that's going to take care of it. No problem.
Yeah,
And that's going to be a lot of experience, yeah?
Yeah, against fire monsters, like we mentioned, Aqua Blade is fairly good still. So yeah, that's what he can use to like finish it off. And the fact that like Arachne is liftable, you can do like 3-2 AI1 attacks plus Aqua Blade. Nobody survives that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
If you recover the attack power. Right now, the difference between attack power and maximum attack power is what, 11? That's not yet still huge. I think that when the Arachne gets to level like 15, 16, that's probably the right time to recover the power. The problem is that they didn't find yet any item that can do it.
Right. One of the important thing too is that HexTree seems to have uncursed is wooden one, but it's important to note that even though the weapon is not cursed anymore, HexTree still is. If you look at the faces of Ko on state display at the bottom part of the screen, you'll see he looks like unhappy or whatever. That's the curse status. It is never shown in the game, but we decided to put it in state display to showcase that Ko is still cursed or not. And that can only be removed by a cure-all herb, and that lowers Ko's luck stats is a little bit weird. That affects how accurate he is and critical chance and stuff like that. And that goes from an amount to like it is like a wave function, right? And that wave maximum is going to be lowered because he's under the curse effect. So you can say he's just less accurate in general for being cursed. So that's going to be very bad because some of those abilities you never want to miss in Azure Dreams. Sometimes your strategy is based off, if I miss that attack, I die. Well, that's always very bad to be cursed. So even if he changes his weapon, that won't go away until he gets a Cure-All Herb. And if he gets one, he might be in a pinch because do you use it on yourself or do you use it on the Arachne, right?
But that's the thing, Arachne is not cursed. So in this particular case, I would say that this curse technically doesn't matter too much because you anyways will not be fighting. Arachne will be doing the fights for you, and its accuracy is always the same.
Oh yeah. We have a water crystal on Wugga's side, so that's going to be exciting. I don't know if you use it straight away, but maybe because that room seems very scary.
Ooh, he wants.
Oh, Light Seed. Okay, Light Seed hype.
Fire, and I guess that's the play. And there you go. The power of the Mount Burn. 2 hits and it will be.
It's gonna hurt though.
Oh, yeah, he has to watch out. But luckily for him, Mount Burn never misses.
Yep.
So he had the guarantee that they will die.
And that's a ton of experience point.
Will there be a medicinal? Yes, definitely a medicinal.
I think so too.
Yeah,
let's go. Okay.
You don't want to risk some bump.
Okay. Oh, we have a fight against a Kraken on HexTree's side, and that Arachne is actually taking a bunch of damage, but luckily Wooden One does not carry electricity.
Ooh, yeah,
but the bad part is it's not enough damage.
Arachne. You don't.
Yeah.
Sorry, you don't fight the Kraken. Kraken is designed to be, I don't know, hit with an Olim or something like this.
Oh yeah, but he doesn't have an Olim. Yeah. It could have been paralyzed. We will probably do a big part of it. If not, that could have been a Holy Scroll. I guess is pretty good against Kraken too, because then you have a friend. Okay, he changes position and goes for attack.
No, you cannot do that.
That is scary. If he throws, you can still use
another binding. He needs to use another binding or sleep.
I agree.
Yeah.
And then you can bag and run away. I think he wants to see the ball, but then that might not be possible here. Yeah, bagging and running away. I think that's a play for sure.
Ooh.
Oh,
It is
that's
that
not
now.
good. Okay, but
Do
you
you
can
sleep?
still.
That
I
would be
think
a good time
Oli.
for sleep.
No, Oli on the Kraken, let it kill the thing, or vice versa,
Oh,
and hide in the thing.
you
Yeah,
think
that's
that
good.
Kraken will kill like? Oh,
No,
okay, yeah. Okay,
but
yeah.
then he
I
cannot
get your
cross
point.
the holy.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
cannot cross the holy.
So he's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Krakens are very, very scary, as you guys can see. You just never play with a Kraken if you can, and obviously he didn't, so that's good. Bagging, saving his Arachne was the right play here for sure. He lost a few items. That's bad. That's sad, but he's alive to fight for another day, and Arachne is definitely the crux of the strategy right now. That's what you want to see. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. You need to now wait a bit, like for Arachne to fight, because its HP is so low. It shouldn't really fight anything. You gotta wait until the HP recovers a bit. And I think Hex wants to get a little bit of experience, because of course, Arachne is more powerful at higher levels.
Oh yeah. We have a 6th floor difference too. That's starting to build up quite terribly. The fact that Wugga went with the 3 elemental seed that he's used to already change Arachne to fire, but then he can change to any other elements if he needs to. That's going to be a huge factor here. During that time, HexTree can use the Griffins to grind a little bit. It's never a good idea to fight Griffins, don't get me wrong, but if someone can do it, Arachne is definitely your best bet. Still don't want to take 2 pillars in the face, but I guess that
Wugga
other
uses
than
water
that...
crystal, so now his Arachne will be a little bit more powerful.
Oh, by a little bit, you mean 44 attack? Yeah.
A little bit. Like what? Ko is 15, so it's almost the same. Close enough.
Yeah, Arachne with 44 attack is huge. See, it not even...
and he changes to wind. Now Wugga gets additional points from me.
All right. That's probably the play. The Arachne, no, that's not an Arachne they started with. They started with noise. Yeah, so that's irrelevant. I thought like they had that as a first bet, and then it would be a different element, but it's not. Yeah, going wind here is probably the time if you do it to do it. He's keeping the C seed. Actually, he's got 2 in his back pocket right now to change into water. That's definitely what you want last. For the probably 30 and up, you go.
Yeah, you might need you might need water starting from around like 28, but latest when you should keep wind is 30, because 30 is the moment when like all the, let's say, not all, but most of the scary water monsters like reside. After that, you got scary wind and fire monsters.
Okay, floor 19 starting room was absolutely terrifying. Now, Wugga get out of that by using a Holy Bell, forces every enemy out of the room. Great, he's done floor 20, any move is moving. But that floor 19 is going to happen on HexTree's side, and he doesn't already have the Holy Bell. Is he going to find it? Is he going to keep it until floor 19? And if not...
What is...
Oh, he's going de-leveling! You gotta be kidding me!
He's Arachne.
Underflow? Are we seeing in a tournament match underflow?
I don't think that you can underflow.
With Frog, yeah, you should be able to.
But you need like much more levels to decrease the power. But like, definitely he's now decreasing. I don't think that this is the right place, because he's just decreasing his power. And when he like turns back to Arachne, he will not be able to recover that power, right?
You will, because the when you are a frog and you level down, you lose Frog's attack power, and when he's gonna re-level as an Arachne, he's gonna gain Arachne stats increase. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's just like a little bit more power. And water crystal, yeah.
And what he's gonna be very happy about that.
But
now he needs to level a little bit. Yeah.
He needs those levels. So perfect monster for trying to get.
That's very weak.
That's gonna be scary.
But Arachne is still pretty strong here. 19's gonna do it. Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, should be
Let's go, Arachne, let's go. Oh, that's scary. Oh, yeah, how many levels? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's nice. It's level 6 and its max attack could be 52. That's more
compared to Wugga's level 14 with max attack power 54. So yeah,
this is crazy that we're seeing this in a tournament match. Obviously, that's slower, but oh my god, I'm impressed.
That's a fun strategy. I really like it.
Absolutely. Okay, this is very scary now, though. But
lift. Try the lift.
Oh yeah.
Not...
Okay.
Yeah, there
let's
you go. Yeah. Yeah, and just go to the elevator. I like that he tossed the Griffin first.
Oh yeah. The
sorry, Garuda.
The Garuda, yeah. All right, 4:15.
Yeah, now that's the thing where the moment when Wugga changed fire.
Yeah.
But what will Hex do?
I don't know.
You got one Olim, that's something, and you got Binding Ball. So there is a
and pick up.
But
yeah,
I presume Hexy wants to save his items. Okay.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's not gonna fly.
Garuda's not gonna fly. Yeah, you kind of need to do something about it.
I didn't do it on purpose. I'm sorry.
you should have. Take it. Run with it. Okay, I didn't attack the right one and zero turn. One turn sleep. Yeah.
Now the Arachne is dead. If Garuda decides to attack Arachne, that's the thing that you were talking about. You don't use sleep in close proximity or when in the room. You use binding.
Yes, I agree. Oh, that's scary.
That Olim might be just a little bit too late.
I think so too. If that's Arachne taking the hit, that's done. And it's done, yeah. Yep. Okay, we have commando strats coming for HexTrees now. He's gonna have to. That's sad because he worked so hard to make that Arachne so powerful. It would have been able to one-shot everything if only it had like 2 or 3 more levels in it. But I understand it's just a bad room. The worst part is in 3 floors, he's gonna get that floor 19. That's even worse as a starting room. And as far as I can see, he didn't get any Holy Bell.
Yeah. Well, was that Holy Bell maybe found somewhere later? I don't know. Maybe he still has a chance to find it.
Yeah, I don't know when it was that Wugga's find is, but yeah, Wugga's already on floor 23. Not that he climbed that much in the time HexTree had that specific situation, but it's still a huge difference in terms of 6 floors. I mean, it's still the same difference as it was before, but yeah, that means that HexTree needs to go faster, and he's got the thing to do with Commando is always much faster than playing with a pet, but it's also infinitely. Oh, and the Holy Bell is here.
Okay, yeah, so he has an out. If he
but he needs to keep it now. Yeah. He needs to do that floor without using it, or it's going to be a huge problem. And being Commando, he might be pushed to do it, to use it in a room where he doesn't want to, like now or whatever. Okay, Confuse is good. Yeah. Let's go. Denson with the Arachnes.
Was that a movie?
No, I sure hope not. Dancing with the Arachnes? Yeah, no. All right, run. Oh, he needs to find that elevator without using that Holy Bell.
Oh,
and that's the last item he got.
That's a very valid question in the chat. I don't think that, like in this case, it's the situation where there was a desync because Wugga did have Holy Bell and used it. But there is a possibility now that Hex is going without a familiar that there might be a slight desync in RNG, even though like the randomizer tries to like keep the RNG same for both of the players. When you don't have a familiar when you spawn into the floor, it may change some item placement. For example, if you
it
have
should not
familiar,
change items though. It should only change monster placement.
No, it can change the items as well because it's just the order of the room generation.
Oh no! Holy Bell has been used.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that saved his life now, and that was probably the play. That's not that it's a bad play because we have knowledge that HexTree doesn't have. Oh, this is bad. He might not even have gotten to use. Oh, lucky pickup. Let's go.
What do you mean lucky? It was calculated.
Was it calculated?
Yeah, of course.
Of course. Okay. Oh, yeah. My bad. I'm a little bit stressed right now, as you might see, and I'm not even playing. He will need to pick up that picket. Okay, steel water crystal
Water
doesn't need it
crystal is
anyway.
not needed anymore.
Yeah. Okay, probably
Whoa, 3
many
coins and 2
Manivas.
Cs. I wonder what those are.
Yeah. Okay, stole Gulfwind Sword. If he was to change, he would have done it before.
Yeah.
Where is
HexTree
that
now
elevator? That's crazy.
somewhere on this floor.
Okay, that's not where he wants to go. He knows where that brings him, but it's the room with the many Manivas. And he might have... He doesn't know which one is the problem. Sometimes he can exit...
Ah,
That was risky,
ballsy
but...
play.
Yeah, I think that if that one wasn't, then all the others were. Yeah, okay, he goes with a risky pickup. Okay, walks with the Arachne.
Again, what is it with those risky pickups? Those are all calculated.
Sorry, yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Pick up here too, calculated.
Yeah.
What do we get? Okay,
And there you go,
but
you get the elevator.
I think that's where it stops because
Will we see the Dreamian?
I don't know. This is scary as all hell. He doesn't know, but we know this room is gonna be terrifying. Although the elevator is in the room, so that might help. Or yeah, it is.
But you do have to take 2 hits, I presume, to like get to the elevator, which Hex cannot.
Yeah. And that's and that spider can wake up.
Okay, oh no, one hit.
You lucky
you
man.
go.
Let's go HexTree. Continuing the run.
Calculated.
Yeah. Oh, well played. Risking it, not taking extra time, extra turns to put things to sleep, which would have given time for the spider to wake up. I think that was the play. Well, it definitely was the play this time. Well played.
Oh, yeah. In the meantime, Wugga already changed his Arachne to fire. For that, he gets minus points. We should even disqualify him. Like, how dare he? But yeah, that fire Arachne will be good for all the wind monsters, but of course there's still some scary water monsters. We see one on the screen, Snowman. Luckily for Wugga, he had a Holy Scroll. He still has 2 even. That makes them so that like an enemy monster can become your friend, and that's what Wugga used.
He also used an Azure. That Arachne is at 66 attack, which is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, at this point, pretty much everything dies into hits.
Oh yeah, for sure. And he's got an inventory, a crazy inventory. So he's got a fantastic lead too.
Well, maybe that doesn't die into hits.
Okay, maybe, but it still could. That's the play. That's the thing.
No.
They don't start like 90.
They started like 88 or something, or
yeah. That could be 2 hits.
Okay,
C48.
There you go. I don't deal with Krakens. I don't deal with Naplases. Way too much RNG.
I agree. Naplases start at 80 something, but they can go up to double. So you might encounter one, and if it's not a fresh one that had just spawned, it could have like 160 health, and then that's not okay.
Wugga already changed to water, so that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think like now it's the right play, because again 29 is where you start getting like some scary fire monsters like Naplas or Killer, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And killers, like, you don't want to have to mess with. They're so strong they might even kill your Arachne. So that's when you probably start doing AI 1 shenanigans to ensure that killer does not get a crit or get hyped or whatever on your Arachne. Oh, and speaking of the devil, yep. Kabam.
Yeah, 2 hits.
They're pretty squishies too. Yeah, it's almost a single hit because they have like, what, 60 something health? So he's very close to one-shotting them. And a normal hit won't one-shot your Arachne either. Blind or trap, okay. That's time to put your...
But Wugga has Roem Herb. That's not the problem. Yeah, we're good. And he's not really afraid of water monsters because his Arachne can take care of them easily. So yeah. There you go. That Manoiva will die in 2 hits. Oh, Wugga forgot about one thing.
Oh, it is!
Wugga, you have to make sure that you direct your familiar to attack to go first. That Maniva was sleeping, so it's higher in the monsters list.
How could he forget that?
I've seen him forget that so many times.
Yeah, I forget it all the time.
Forget about it.
Yeah, I
do. The order of
the
turn, is very, very specific.
Oh yeah, yeah, but I forget it all the time as well. this is a very interesting sets of plays here because we see two so different situations. Wugga is a solid adventurer, solid pet. He's playing slow and safe, and HexTree is forced into a very not slow and very not safe playstyle being Commando, which he plays very well, dashing a lot, but still taking his time in small bursts so he can see and reanalyze where he is at the moment. But that's interesting because we said that Wugga is mostly fast and HexTree is mostly slower, but now they're opposite.
Yay, a Roche. There you go.
Oh yeah, we have evolution. Oh yeah, absolutely.
But it was funny when you called Wugga slow because 35 minutes, 30 floors. Yeah,
I know.
That's slow in someone's book.
I know. But I just mean playstyle right now is playing as a little bit more like of the taking his time, whereas we can see HexTree demon speed all the time. But yeah, obviously in terms of minute per floor, Wugga's done a fantastic first half. I think he did slow a little bit now.
There you go. I like to dance with the tyrants.
Oh yeah.
We always talk about like dancing with U-boats, but tyrants are another like partners.
Yes,
they
absolutely.
love a tango. And if
we
you know
talk about
to,
it less because you need to reach that.
Beldo hype. Woo!
Beldo hype. And we don't get Beldo oversleep on that seed. It's very, 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 very rare. In our time, in terms of tournament, we might have seen it once or twice, right?
No.
You've never seen it?
I've seen it, but... Ooh, I love that Wugga used the trick. Now he remembered.
Yeah.
That like if the monster is above you in the like units list,
you can attack and move.
Abuse it for not taking, for not doing anything in a turn. So we can like step away from it. So basically, you can constantly like attack it, move away, attack it, move away, attack it, move away. And I love that he remembered this play.
All right.
And that's another like funny thing that like this Azure, normally if it was Azure from the beginning, you wouldn't be able to lift it because it's just too heavy. Right. But because it evolved from Arachne is liftable, and the liftable status is not changed on evolution. So yeah, that's why we prefer to see a kid as a starter monster rather than a dragon, right? That's why we prefer Arachne as a starter monster rather than a Roche.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Kid is probably the greatest pet, to be honest. If like we all have our favorites and whatever, but Kid is just so strong.
Pula.
No. We don't go there. When they become dragons, they are definitely the strongest pet. And for a lot of reasons, yeah, the mana management and the physical strength, the defense, they have everything. Even if you keep them as Kid for as long as they can be, they I don't know if you talked about that, but they increase their max MP per leveling up. So that's pretty good.
I think Revan disagrees that we like prefer Kids. He prefers and
HexTree!
But yeah, Hex goes down. And as Wugga is already higher, then and
Wugga that's
wins.
Gonna be match. GG to both our runner. A very well done display of skill. But at the end of the day, that is half of our tournament. It was the left side of the bracket, won by Wugga, which will move to the finals. But tomorrow will not be the finals. We need to find who Wugga is going to play against. It's going to fight against next weekend. But for this weekend, that left part of the bracket is done. We have our winner, Wugga. Let's go.
I'm going to give them the links so that they can join for the interview.
Thank you very much for taking care of that. Can't wait to see their... That was a valiant effort. That's what I read in chat, and I so agree. Losing their pet to some very bad situation and still continuing. And he lost his pet on which floor? Like he went for quite a long time without any pet. And he went fast too. That was incredibly interesting to see, for sure. Especially coming from HexTree. Love to see him play that way. That's very interesting.
Oh yeah, I remember there was one question in the chat to Hex related to why did he prefer wand over a Gulfwind sword. So when he shows up, we're gonna ask it. Well, I can see that Hex is here. Hello, good job.
Hello. Hello,
And
HexTree.
Wugga is
Very
here
well
as well.
played.
Hello, Wugga. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank
GG.
you. GG Hex.
Yeah, good game.
So Hex, your start was rough. You encountered the warp trap that killed your Arachne, but luckily you were
way.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But luckily you were able to find also the restore scroll on the same floor. Unfortunately, later your Arachne died to another situation, and then restore scroll couldn't help you anymore. So any first thoughts about this?
Yeah, I mean, because I knew that I was facing Wugga, I was basically just trying to play the polar opposite style of Wugga, just go really slowly and really carefully, because I figured that's if Wugga would go down in some floor between 20 to 30, then that would really be my best chance. So I was trying to farm a bit of XP on Arachne and over level. What's it called? The underlevel frog glitch, something or other.
Yeah,
There
that was
an amazing
crazy.
strategy that you've done that like people in the chat and like we here were like astonished by like the sheer idea that you actually have come up with that like on the spot, and you successfully have done it. If the like Arachne didn't die, you would have had much more powerful Arachne. So can you explain us what you did? And to Wugga, because I'm sure that now he's interested.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I want to know.
I mean, it's not a new thing. This is a known thing. I guess it was
Yes.
on some old GameFAQs thread somewhere. Someone found that if you frog your monster, then his stats are frozen. So whatever you do from that point on, whether he levels up or levels down, his stats remain the same. His level will change. So if you use a weak ball, which luckily we got from the start, to bring his level down, his attack and defense will just stay the same. And then when he levels back up, his attack and defense will increase by the amount they normally would between those levels. So
we had
I just
access. Yeah, sorry, go on.
yeah, I mean, the part of my plan that was missing was just the final bit where I get lots of XP on him to level up. Yeah.
So what was crazy is you dropped your Arachne to level 2 and then re-leveled it up to level 6 before it died again. And your Arachne at level 6, once you would have used that water crystal, would have brought it to stronger than level 16 Arachne on Wugga's side at the time by like 2 points. So 10 level difference and you were stronger. But it never came to play because you didn't use the water crystal. Obviously level 6 was not high enough and you wanted to get more from that. But that would have been crazy. I was like, at first I even thought you would have gone if you had more charges to go to the underflow, right? Or did that have been possible?
There wouldn't be enough charges.
No, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would only work. Yeah, if it was an evolved Ashra, then that could have actually worked. If you evolved it into Ashra at 20 and then well, you'd have to bring it down to about level 5 or something, so we didn't have enough weak charges. But yeah, I forgot that water crystal cures the attack deficit, so I should have done that.
Yeah, that was a really nice play. The difference between your and Wugga play was that Wugga has found lots of elemental seeds, and he started jungling elements on the Arachne, then later Roche. The floor where your Arachne died, when Wugga landed on it, the first thing that he did was, okay, I'm going fire because fire can get rid of those Garudas, right? And that's what pretty much saved him. Then he changed at some point to wind even, for which he gets additional like technique points. Then I have to unfortunately take points away from him because he moved it to fire too early. So yeah, sorry, Wugga. But yeah, basically that was the play for Wugga. So Wugga, any your thoughts about this whole seed and playing around with Arachne?
I was just vibing it. I had so many different elemental seeds. I was just trying to look ahead. Okay, what's the right time to swap to any of these? And I was starting to accumulate them. Way too many of them, I feel. And then the Garuda floor happened. Apparently, where Hex took a fall, or he's familiar took a fall, and
yeah, familiar.
Yeah, so that's what was just okay. Let's swap to fire. I guess this is a good time to do that. But yeah, a lot of elemental juggling. It was a fun seed in that regard.
Because when HexTree lost his familiar, he actually started to play Commando, and at these floors, and especially after that room, that was going to be super scary. And he actually went for quite a long time. I don't know how many floors you did Hex without your pet, but that was like 6, 7, 8, something like that. And that includes, I don't know if you remember, Wugga, but there was a room where you entered. There is like 2. Like there's a sleeping arachne, 2 Manivas, and something in the elevators in the corner. You just only belled that room and went to the elevator.
I remember that one. Yeah.
Okay, X3, and I was screaming. X3 used that holy bell 1 floor before because he was in a situation and he needed to. And then he gets to the elevator to the next floor, and I'm like, oh my god, that's gonna be his death. And he didn't even die there. That was incredible.
Nice. I had half a mind to use it. I think my Arachne was wind at the point. For a moment, I thought, should I just fight this out? But then I figured, okay, this is way too much, takes way too much brain power. It takes way too long. I'm just gonna holy pill out of this.
Oh yeah. How did you felt about that room, Hex?
Well, what's the chance of Arachne waking up each turn? Like
50%.
1%.
It
was like
no, it's less than that. I checked it recently because with Septic we were wondering like how can it be 50%, because sometimes you can like make 5-6 turns and it's still not waking up, and it's actually much lower than that. I don't remember the number in my head, maybe Septic remembers, but it's not 50%. It's lower than that.
Okay, good.
I think it was like 25%.
Okay, still high.
Yeah. I thought maybe so. It was like 3 moves away. I thought it was 25%.
1 in 8.
Oh, then that's 12.5.
Yeah. So
okay.
that's what I said. 1 in 8.
Okay.
And that's what I thought. Unless you attack it, in which case it increases an additional something.
Okay.
But you can. That's the reason I usually just like risking it several times with monsters that are sleeping in rooms.
Yeah. Well, what are the 1 in 8 odds in your favor, right? Like the answer is yes. So.
Say that to getting hit by confusion
I need to ask
twice.
you, Wugga, one thing. I don't know whether I should tell you, because now I will probably have to face you in the finals. You at some point had a situation that you were fighting a Manoiva, was it? And that Manoiva was sleeping before. So you let, as usual, Arachne play with it. But the problem is that when Manoiva woke up, it was higher in the units list than your familiar. So when they were fighting next to each other, Manoiva was taking the first turn, and then only, so your Arachne was taking a hit, and only then it was attacking. So you took 2 unnecessary hits, or you took additionally 1 unnecessary hit, because if you command your Arachne to attack and then skip a turn, then it will go above in the units list above the monster that just woke up. So like I said, I was just vibing it, but I still didn't know that, because I've been wondering what makes it so that my Arachne doesn't get the first hit or my familiar doesn't get the first hit. But then again, you used this kind of order in the units list manipulation to your advantage at some point. I think it was against the killer, where you attacked it, you stepped away, and if the unit is above you and you step away, then it quote unquote skips a turn.
Yeah.
So you were able to move away from it, let Arachne do another attack, so you could technically attack it indefinitely.
Oh, right.
Remember that?
Yeah, the AI 1-2.
Yeah.
Woke it
up.
up.
You've done that strategy, so that was nice.
Yes.
All right. Well, that was an incredible set, to be honest. We saw 2 very different, very heavy with your pet fighting, and even clears. Let's go,
Wugga. We even see the 440 now, because Wugga was playing while talking.
Obviously. But we also saw Commando very fast, and then the strats to de-level and re-level the Arachne, which was fantastic from HexTree's side. Thank you very much, both of you. That was such a fine display of Azure Dreams.
Part of the reason why I did that was because a few days ago, one of the new people in the Discord commented something about frog leveling strats, and then I think Poulet made a joke, you're not going to see that in a tournament. So I remember that, and I'm like, hey, okay, this is my chance.
It is. I mean, if it had to come from any of our players, I knew HexTree would be the one to pull it off, and that was fantastic, to be honest. I love it.
That's so good.
So thank you very much, Chai, too, for your time with me. That was great. I had a fun time casting with you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to Mikan's box that's in chat right now for taking care of the tech. That was really appreciated. Very efficient. If you have the chance to work with them in the future, you should. They are great. And thank you very much for SpeedGaming in general for being our host. It's always fun to work with them. It is same time tomorrow, Mikans. That's going to be a very nice. We're going to get 4 new players, the right side of the bracket. We're going to get 4 new players trying to fight it out. And the one that gets on top will have to fight against Wuggas next week. So that's going to be very interesting. And I want to finally, obviously, say thank you to you, chat. You are always with us, always great. And thanks to you, making these events is super fun. So have a great evening, everyone. And see you tomorrow next time. Same time on SpeedGaming.
See you. Take care.
Yeah, bye.
Take care. Toodles.
Always fun to work with them. It is same time tomorrow, Mikans. That's going to be a very nice. We're going to get 4 new players, the right side of the bracket. We're going to get 4 new players trying to fight it out. And the one that gets on top will have to fight against Wuggas next week. So that's going to be very interesting. And I want to finally, obviously, say thank you to you, chat. You are always with us, always great. And thanks to you, making these events is super fun. So have a great evening, everyone. And see you tomorrow next time. Same time